What's going on, everybody? This is Afro Think Tank. Today I want to tell you my Pan-African intentions. All right, my Pan-African intentions, because I always say Pan-Africanism is an action, right? It's an action, right? Not a club, not a cult, not like it's an action. You have to take action to be a Pan-African, right? And all the Pan-Africans are doing something, right? They're either doing something for themselves, right, to empower themselves and their families. And usually Pan-Africans are supposed to be doing something selfless, like do something for, your people, right? Like Pan-Africanism, doing something for your people, something selfless, right? Something for the community, right? And there's various Pan-Africans doing that. You got some Pan-Africans that don't have their projects up and running yet. You got some Pan-Africans that just mulling over ideas. I know a lot of you Pan-Africans, y'all got all these great ideas and y'all want to implement them. And one issue that we have, especially the Pan-Africans that want to do business in Africa, and for even regular diasporans who want to do business in Africa, right? The biggest problem, what's one of the biggest problems that we African Americans, Afro-Caribbeans have, right? Or even or second generation Africans who are in the West and they want to do projects in certain places in Africa. The biggest problem is having somebody you can trust to facilitate your construction, your building, things like that, right? The biggest complaint everybody complains about is every time they send money to get something done, right? They their family members, they rob them, you know how family is. Right? Family, right? Family's family, right? It's just what it is, right? But we know that's a big problem. So what that means is one of our biggest assets, which is our ability to generate money, right, is being wasted. So the power that we actually have is being wasted because the energy that it possesses is being distributed wrongly. It's not being laser focused on projects because the end user, the receiver, because they're not, just like most of us here in America, we don't get financial education in school, not in public school. They don't teach us how to spend money. They don't teach us how to save money. They don't teach us how money works. They don't teach us the value of money. They don't teach us how to use money as a tool. What they do is they make us play the lottery, right? We have a lot of wishful thinking. They want us to consume and spend. So as soon as we get money, we spend it, right? And that's how most of the world is right now. As soon as they get the money and spend it. So if you're here and you're trying to do something in Africa, you send money, you put money in somebody's hand who's not used to having that amount of money. Something happens in their brain and they just do irrational things that you would think that somebody who supposedly love you, whose family would never do to you, right? You would think they would see the bigger picture. Thing is, a lot of people can't see the bigger picture because they're too busy struggling, right? You're too busy struggling in this life. So my intentions, and I don't know how long it's going to take me to do this. This is I'm not a get rich quick. I'm not I can do it in 6 months type of guy. I'm just me. I'm just a dude on the internet, right? I'm not rich yet, because I will be, right? Because I'm working on it. But as my finances, grow, as I become more capable, I'm going to be able to implement certain plans. I have my shit planned out. Like what I'm doing right now with my shops and my farming and my discovery of what is possible in Edo Ekiti State, in Nigeria. I've spent the last 5-6 years there doing business, seeing the lay of the land, seeing how business is done, seeing the atmosphere, understanding the culture, understanding the lingo, making connections. And what's important is connections, who you know, right? So I have built a pretty good reputation where I am, right? Because of the things that I've done, right? I've built a pretty good reputation. And because since I'm a professional traveler, I've been traveling for decades, okay? I'm a professional traveler, right? So because I'm a professional traveler, I know how to conduct myself overseas with people who are just being introduced to me and my group for the first time, right? So I've done a great job at doing that. So I've created enough, I'm not gonna say clout, or my reputation is good enough to, if I were to bring somebody along, right? If I were to introduce somebody to somebody there, it would mean something, right? If I facilitate something, it would mean something. So what I want to do, ultimately, I want to build a facility, and I want to concentrate mostly on agriculture and agriculture and manufacturing jobs, right, in my area, because I know at El Kitty that would be a great place for farming, commercial farming, and manufacturing whatever it is that you're farming, agriculture. I'm totally in the lane of agriculture, but I'm not opposed to anything else. But what I want to do is I'm going with no, not what I want to do. What I am going to do. Do you hear me now? What I am going to do once I'm capable is I'm going to create a facility, right? A place, like a base. I'm gonna create a base. I got enough land. I can make, like, land is not an issue for me, right? I know how to build it. I got the people to build it. Like, so I'm gonna build a base, right? I don't know what I'm gonna name it. I've been thinking about it, but it's gonna be a base, and this base is gonna be a Pan-African base for people to fly into Nigeria, right? When they fly into Nigeria, they're gonna have to make their way to the state. All right? I can't do everything for you. You know, maybe when I become more capable, I can have shuttle services, but God damn it, I'm about 5 to 6 hours away in traffic from Lagos, okay? I'm in that's a 5-hour drive. I'm just letting you know. So I don't know about all that, but we'll see, right? But either way, you know, I'm gonna make a facility so people who want to explore safely, you know, around people or with a group of people they can trust, which will be me and my organization that I create there, to facilitate people who want to come to Edo Kitty State, right, to explore business opportunities in agriculture and manufacturing, right? So that means I need to have several things. I need to have an office, right, where you can make a phone call and you can talk to somebody on the phone, not an AI, but an actual person who can facilitate and schedule your visit. I gotta have places for you guys to visit. So I gotta build apartment, housing for people to come and visit. It has to be dumb cheap, even though it's already dumb cheap to stay there in the first place. But what I want to do is I want to make it so someone could stay for a month. Sometimes when you come to Africa and you plan on doing business, you might want to stay for a month or two. I want to facilitate a place where somebody can say, you know what, I want to explore everything Nigeria has to offer in our agriculture area in this particular state. I'm gonna go out to this facility, this Pan-African facility in Edo Kitty State, where I can be provided with a place to stay that has 24-hour power, right? Wi-Fi, right? A visitor center, right? Where you can go and, you know, use the computer and do your business if you need to, right? I want to have a contract. What do you call it? I don't know what you call it, but I'll have a vetted list of contractors. You know, so if let's say you want to build a house, right? But you don't want your sister, your mom, let's say you're Nigerian, you're from there, you don't want them to facilitate it. You come to my establishment, I'll have agents that I'm going to hire and train who will pick up the phone and they will facilitate. I'm probably going to use lawyers, to be honest, because I'm sure there's a whole bunch of Nigerian lawyers I can use as retainers and pay them a decent amount, and they can facilitate that. That way everything is I want to make sure everything's legal and tight, and you have a representative who can facilitate your activities, right? And it will have a count. So you could come to Nigeria for like umpteen, 2 months, whatever, however long your visa, lasts, how long are you gonna stay, conduct your business in a place where you don't have to worry about where you staying. You don't have to worry about, is this person dubious, because you'll be filtering it through me, meaning every single person that you deal with has to go through me. I have to vet them to make sure they're not gonna scam you, to make sure that they do quality service. And if they don't, guess what? They get off the list. At the same time, I have to do the same due diligence with the people that want to be involved. I don't want African Americans coming there bullshitting. I don't want African Americans or Afro Caribbeans or Afro diasporans coming to the place I've built my reputation and make me look bad by bullshitting or scamming or doing anything dubious or not representing themselves correctly. So I got to make sure that I'm the point at which anybody coming through me from the diaspora is trustworthy, for the most part. I mean, you can only verify for so much. And at least the people, contractors, if you want plumbing done, I got those people. You need masons, I got those people. You need somebody to build your house, I got those people. You want to buy a whole bunch of land and you want to just plant the whole shit, I got the people to do that. Like literally, what you want to plant? Cassava, yams, corn, rice, what you want? Because in Edo Kitty State, rice farming is a big thing out there. If you got the money to invest, there's plenty of land out there to do it. You can get involved in that. Processing these products like yams, cassava, peppers. You can come out there, literally grow peppers, put that shit in a bottle, and have your own pepper brand. I mean, come on, man. It's so many ideas. But the thing is, you kind of have to be on the ground and see what's available locally. And sometimes that takes time. So it may take 5 weeks. You need a place where you can safely stay for 5 weeks. You can flush the toilet, you can turn the TV on, you got Wi-Fi, and you got a trusted organization that you can hold accountable for anything that's happening. And then when you fly back to America, you fly back to the Caribbean, you fly back to UK, you fly back to wherever you from, right, after conducting your business in my establishment, you know you got a phone call to verify what's going on is only a phone call away, right? I'm talking about, I want to make it so if you guys need video evidence, the agents will go out there and on behalf of you be your eyes, ears, and mouth. Meaning the person that you are talking to will go and do everything you say and make sure everything happens the way you want it to happen with no bullshit involved. That's what I want to do for my people. That's my Pan-African project for my people. I also plan on building a school too, just like Umar Johnson, but I'm gonna do it there. I got a whole plan for building a school. You know, once I get my facility, I know where I'm gonna put it. I know what to come with the school. I actually want to bring African American teachers who want to teach to the school. I want to make a private school, but I want to make a private school that the kids there don't have to pay for. And I can also pay the staff, which I hope I can get an all African American staff, or, you know, second generation African American, Nigerian, like somebody who speaks great English, and connect that. I want to make a bridge to where teachers have a place they can come here, come to this school, right, be respected by the students, right, and I want to provide them with housing and all that shit, like, so that when I entice a teacher to come, I can pay them, right? I may not be able to pay them a stupid amount, but if I provide them a house, a nice house that's probably better than the one they got, right, if I could provide them with land and give them the opportunity to leverage, you know, land and housing opportunities there while they're working, you know what I'm saying? Because the thing is, times is changing now. The structure of business is going to be different. So we got to get into a co-op, you know, communal mind, a way of thinking, right? So I have to do something different. It can't be like a regular structured company. We're going to have to make some shit up. And that's the thing about it. If you're a leader, you got to just make the shit up, right? You don't have to follow the leader. You could be the leader and make your shit up. So that's what I'm doing, making this shit up. And a lot of stuff I say sound daunting, but it's not really. You know, like I said, this is not something that I plan on I can do overnight. It's not something I can do because, like I said, I'm one person. I don't beg y'all for money, right? So it's not like I'm getting you know, donations to do this. I'm doing it off the power of my own self because I want to be an example. But I also want to facilitate this. And the way I plan on paying for all of this is by building my businesses, the businesses that I have now, the businesses and things that I'm working on. I want those to finance all my projects. So basically a great deal of the portion from my businesses, once I start getting into that type of profit, will be going towards community development, right? So all the money I make, at least 20, 30, 40% of that will go towards community development in the community that I reside in, right? That will help me pay for beautification and sanitation of the area. They'll help me pay putting up wells and stuff like that. So I will show that when this African American came to this community and he established businesses, that his businesses benefit the community, right? It has to be a win-win. I don't want to be a colonizer. I don't have a colonizer mindset. Everything I do needs to benefit the community, and then in turn the community will benefit me. They will patronize my businesses if they know that by patronizing my businesses that this supports the students in my school, that just pays for the teachers. And best believe I won't just have African American teachers. I'll definitely have Nigerian teachers also integrated with the African American teachers, so we can go back and forth and steel sharpening steel. You understand what I'm saying? So those are my intentions. So I'm just putting it out there so y'all understand that I'm a Pan-African, not just over here making money for my own personal gain over here in Africa, living it up like a king and shit. You know, I'm not just doing that and then showing off on the internet. I have an actual life goal and mission that I'm trying to accomplish. Now, am I going to accomplish it? We don't know. You know, there's a lot of people who will try to do things and it don't work out. Everything don't always work out, and I understand that. But I'm not afraid of the daunting task to try anyway. I'm gonna try, and that's what we have to do. You have to try no matter how hard it looks, no matter how long it may take, no matter how complicated it is, because here's the thing. You know how long it is to do nothing? You know how long it is to do nothing? For the rest of your whole life just sitting there wishing that you would have did something, wishing you would have did that, wishing you would have did. I don't want to have no regrets at all. So when I get old, you know what I'm saying, I'm finished doing all this, whether I fail or whether I succeed, I know that I tried. I did my best. I have no regrets. And that's how I want to live my life. And as a Pan-African, I want to give something back to my people without the sole intention of making profit. And that's the problem we have in the Pan-African community. We have a lot of Pan-African for profit. They say they're Pan-African, but nothing that they say sounds Pan-African. No, nothing that they're doing seems to be Pan-African. It just seems to be they took a name, right, just so they can stand on one side of the line so they can argue with the other person on the other side of the line. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's not what it is, right? You know, every now and then a good banter, a good back and forth, good argument, a good debate's good, but you know, Pan-African's not about that. It's about making things happen, right? And when Pan-Africans make things happen and we unify with our brothers and sisters, we're unstoppable. We're unstoppable. And soon, and I'm gonna keep banging that in y'all heads until some of y'all forget it, because some of y'all thick in the head. Some people are so immature and they're so much in their childlike nature that they're so busy being offended by what somebody else said about them that look like them, that they don't have the maturity to actually get over that, deal with the issue, and move on and see that there's just that individual and it doesn't represent the entire group, right? Especially when we got everybody else fighting us, right? We don't have time for black on black distractions when we got all these people attacking us left and right. Anyway, so we got to get focused. And just so you guys know, if you're watching me, just pay attention, because you guys, that's why I grow my channel the way I do. You guys who've been rocking with me, who are serious Pan-Africans or want to do something in the future, understand I will be a facilitator for you in the future if Nigerian agriculture is something you want to do. You know, that's something I want you to have access to me in that way once I'm able to get to where I need to get. But I just want to let you guys know that's my intentions as a Pan-African. So hold me accountable for the things that I'm saying, and in the future be like, hey, what's going on with that project, bro? Where you at with that? Where you at with that project? Huh? What's up with that school? You know, and trust me, it's not gonna take me 10, 15 years like Umar Johnson. All right, trust me, it's not gonna take me that long. I don't know what's wrong with him. Homeboy should have went to Africa. He would have had 10 goddamn world-class schools. He would have had an example of proof to concept with his curriculum. He'd be able to talk shit and show that off. He could have been Afro Tunde, the Prince of Pan-Africanism, talking big shit in Africa with all his institutions. Then he could have came to America and he would have been able to do it real easy. But he didn't do that, right? He doing it the hard. He doing it his way. That's what I'm just saying. But I probably had my school open before him. But anyway, but it's not a competition. We all doing what we gotta do, right? Everybody got their own way of doing things. But just believe that's my intention. Hey, and for all you fake ass Pan-Africans, or you people who have not lived up to Pan-Africanism, just know, because I'm such a real Pan-African, I don't let my personal issues or my professional issues get in the way with business. Let me tell you something. At the end of the day, are you black? We on the same team, bro. So no matter what, and this is for the record, no matter what, whoever, if you black and your intentions are good and pure, and I wouldn't say pure, but good, and your intentions are to do something, to build something, you need my help, I got you. You know what I'm saying? Y'all want to do business in Africa? I don't give a fuck if we argued several times on the internet. I don't care if we cussed each other out on live. Because when it comes to this Pan-African shit, when it's time to do business, let's work. That's just how I work. Because I'm a professional. It ain't nothing personal. I ain't mad. I don't hate anybody or dislike anybody. But I'm very passionate about what I say because I believe what I believe. And I got my own way of thinking. Anyway, that's all I got to say. Tell me what you guys think about this in the comment section. This Afro Think Tank. Learn something, teach something. I'm out.